So we've got the slope of a line. I think everybody's got those notes down. Move to the next page. Finding the slope by using the slope formula. Well, we just learned the slope formula. So this is our example. And now we've just created a question out of it. The question is, find the slope of a line that contains 4, -2, and -1, 2. So if I do a little shade here, it might be easier to reveal it step by step. You don't have that, but that's okay. You can still follow along up here. These are the 2 points, just like we just did a second ago. I'm going to use the exact same thing. I'm going to use the slope formula again like I did a minute ago. And I will do the difference in the y's over the difference in the x's. So the y's are these two, -2 and 2, and the x's are 4 and -1. So all I do, it shows it right here. The top, the numerator, is a y, the 2 different y's, and they use this one first, so they use this group first. 2 minus -2, and -1 minus 4 on the bottom. Okay, like it said right here, substitute. And then I just go down, next step. I simplify, so 2 minus -2 is plus a positive, so it's 4. And then -1 minus 4, you add the opposite, and that gives you -5 in the denominator. And that's my slope, 4 over -5. Or -4/5, whatever way you want it to be. Both are the same. And that's all it is. The slope of the line that contains 4, -2, and -1, 2 is -4/5. So I guess what I have to make... So here's Anna's solution. Number 2. Okay, go for it. Cole's working on it too. Let's see how we do it. Let's see. Landon, which one did you do first? Did you do
0 and 6?
Did you -2 minus 0 or 0 minus -2?
-2 minus 0.
So -2 minus 0.
Yeah.
And then -6 minus -4. Okay, so -2 minus 0 is just -2. And then -6 minus -4, you add the opposite, so that would be a -2.
No, positive. No, yeah,
I think it's
-2.
-6, yeah. So, and you're right, it is just 1. So the answer, the slope is just 1. Excellent.
Yeah.
I got it.
That's what I got.
And then the last one I'll just kind of run through quickly. I'll just do it the other way. Because this one we did that side, that group minus that group. I'm going to do this one minus that one. And you don't have to, it should come out the same if you did it correctly. So the difference in the y is -2 minus -7, -2 minus -7
4
over 0 minus 4. You can reverse it. So that's plus
5.
-0 minus 4. Remember on the...
Yeah, I got 5 over -2.
Yeah.
I got -5 over 4.
That's fine. That's great. Both of them work fine. -5 over 4. I'm going to say fine.
Wait, but
Several
why
times.
do you get 5 over Oh, it's the same.
Both are the
that's
same.
right.
The fraction's negative whether
Yeah.
you make
Yeah.
the top, middle, or bottom negative. Alright, so there's a good slope formula practice. Excellent.
Is that our homework?
This is part of it. Now, next one. Slope
So
of a
easy.
line. This one's a little hard to figure out because now you're not working with numbers. We're working with the picture piece of it. Okay? So the picture component is a little different. Each graph or table shows a linear relationship. Find the slope. Let me go back for just a second. Let me move a slide around, and you can go back to the slide that has a graph picture on it. In fact, I'll just go to that right now. So here's just the straight graph. And if you want to go up a couple slides, your graph will be there too. It's probably a good starting point. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a couple points here. One here at 1, 0. And then I'll put another one, I don't know, over here somewhere. That one over here. And then I'll try and connect the dots with a line as best I can. Alright, and then try to extend it a little bit. the line looks good now. So I now have a line. And what I have to do is I have to get the slope from this. I guess I could always look for some points, because you just did it with points. So if you're able to locate a couple of points, that would be useful on the graph. Why don't I just put a couple points and label them right here? Oops, I just made a mistake there. So right here is one point. Let's call it, what are the coordinates of that point? Did anybody get that okay? So over to, up to, that's 2, 2. There's 1 point. All I need to get is the other point right here. Then I'll put it into the formula we just had, and bam, we have an answer for the slope. This point right here is 1, 2, 3 for x, 4 for y. Now I do the same thing I just did to find the slope. The slope.
Wait, what about the last
This one, I really only need 2. I could use...
So you could choose any of the 2?
Exactly. I could choose any of the ones I have here. Even ones that I don't have. I could put another one right here. I try to choose ones that aren't kind of in the middle because it's really difficult to graph and do the math for things like a half. Yeah, come on.
For the first one, isn't it over 1 up 2? So I only count like 1.
This one right here?
Yeah.
1, 2. This is our 0.
Oh, you
0,
start
0,
from there?
1, 2.
Oh,
Yeah.
from the dot.
Exactly. Oh, yeah, good point. That actually is what we will be doing when we do slope-intercept. We do start at the dot. Alright, so back to the idea. I think we have the right answers here. I'm going to go ahead and quickly do the 2 points, and I have 3, 4, and 2, 2. So it's the difference in the y's, so that minus that. So I'll just do 4 minus 2 over 3 minus 2. 4 minus 2 is 2, 3 minus 2 is 1, and there's my slope right there. So my kind of rough example, and now I'll move forward to the next slide that has these questions on it. Right here. Each graph table shows a linear relationship. Find the slope. And look, they give you a couple of points. They're a little hard to read. Maybe it's my first time doing this kind of cut and paste idea. These points right here are, I'll draw them out for you. It looks like you can figure them out too if you want to. 0, so that's 2, -2 is this point. And this one is -3, -5. Comma, negative, I think it's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. So there are the 2 points right there. Can you guys get the slope for me? You can just do it on your notes. And as you're doing, I'll just do it up here.
I got 1.
That's 3 over 5.
I think 3 were positive. 5. One of the things just so that you know that the slope is positive here, because as you go left to right, kind of the same way you read, if you were walking this direction, you would go up. So the slope should be positive. That's just kind of a last check that you do. Similarly here, if you're going left to right walking, you would be going down, so the slope would be negative here. So this is a positive slope on this one, just to do a double check. Now, I'm not sure what order the numbers you used, but here's kind of our example. Example number 2 is we have a table, and I guess I don't want to use the more complicated ones. Do I use all of them?
No.
Or what did you tell me, Nicole, in the last job? You said that I could choose any 2.
Yeah.